Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Mumble Jungle. Today we are bringing you tales from the internet where we browse Reddit stories, and today it's all about family. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll just start us off.
Okay.
This first story, am I the for wanting a totally family-free Christmas from my mother-in-law? Every year for the past 4 years, my mother-in-law has wanted my partner, 28 male, to spend Christmas with her. The first year, he told her he'd be spending it with me and my family, and she cried, begged, and asked if he didn't love her anymore. Ever since, there's always been some new reason why she has to have him for Christmas. One year, he was supposed to come away with my family, siblings, aunts, uncles, parents, etc., for a week to see my grandparents where they don't live close by. At the last minute, he dropped out because she begged him to stay. Every single year, it's been the same routine. She gets upset, says she'll be alone even though she has a husband and 2 other daughters who she doesn't act this way toward, and guilts him until he gives in. So we either end up spending Christmas separately, or I go out of my way to lose time with my own family to appease her because she also guilts me into coming around. This year though, we decided to do something different, just us. We booked a quiet, no screens getaway. No family visits, no calls, no Merry Christmas check-ins. I just wanted a peaceful, private Christmas with my partner, away from what has been a really hectic, devastatingly heartbreaking year. When we told her, she acted fine, but every month since we booked it, she's brought it up, upset that we, mostly him, won't be joining her, asking why he doesn't love her anymore. My partner has stood firm with his decision, but she's even said that next Christmas she gets to have him, no questions asked. It feels like she's making it about herself again, like she can't stand the thought of him spending Christmas with me instead of her. I don't hate her. I understand this is probably hard for her, but after years of emotional guilt trips, I just want one Christmas that's calm and ours. No tears, no manipulation, no phones. My parents are sad I won't be spending Christmas with them, but they give me a smile and say, "You do what you want to do. I'll still be here when you get back." My partner understands where I'm coming from, but he still says there's nothing wrong with a quick Merry Christmas call. To me, that misses the point. The whole idea is to disconnect completely. I've said about doing something like a dinner before we go, just as I said the same to my parents, which they were happy to do. But with her, that doesn't seem to please her, as it's not Christmas, it isn't the same. I just want to finally have one Christmas free from this pressure. Am I the for wanting a totally family-free Christmas from my mother-in-law?
I don't think they're an but I still think that it's important to make time for your mom and your siblings too. She did mention that his mother doesn't act like that towards the sisters, which makes me think maybe she does the stuff a lot. And like if she does the stuff a lot, then I see why she would be like that. Like if it's not just about the spending time with family on Christmas. And also, it seemed like the husband still wanted to be with his family on Christmas. It kind of felt like it was a her thing, wanting to do the no screens away from everybody, because he was still like, I kind of want to call them to say like Merry Christmas. So it kind of felt like it was her pushing that on her husband a little bit. But I don't know.
Well, I think that the problem is that she guilt trips him over and over repeatedly every year.
That's what I'm saying.
To always spend Christmas with her. And her specifically.
That's what I'm saying, is I don't think it's okay for her to be guilt tripping him, but I do understand like being upset because she wants her family to be together on Christmas. I mean, I'm not saying that anyone is in a situation. I'm saying that like it seems like people just all want different things.
Yeah.
And it's just that's hard.
Would you ever want a getaway Christmas?
No. Absolutely not.
You know, Home Alone 2, where they go to France?
Yeah.
I never understood that. I just want to like chill out and be home for Christmas. I don't want to go anywhere or have to do anything. I just want to not have to do anything.
If they wanted to do a vacation, that's fine. But like, I don't feel like you should say, no, you can't call your mother to tell her Merry Christmas because I've said that we're doing no phones. Yeah. I feel like that's a little much.
I wouldn't have a problem with a Christmas call.
Yeah. Like, I think it would be okay if they did a no family Christmas, if they just like FaceTime the mom really quickly, say Merry Christmas, like, you know, get her a little gift, send it to her. I also think if she's going to be like that with the son, she needs to be like that with the daughters too.
I think that families need to find compromise. You know, they're not going to get to do everything that they want the way that they want every year, and guilting somebody into doing that, that's not good.
Yeah.
So I think that her wanting a family-free Christmas away from her mother-in-law is because she doesn't want to be around that, which she has to be every single year.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the comments here.
Okay.
The comments really did not like the mother-in-law or the husband. In fact, there were a few of them that were saying that she might want to plan a divorce.
The husband didn't do anything.
Here's what some of the comments had to say. That's the problem with being a mama's boy. There's a simple solution where people alternate which side of the family to spend Christmas with. This year you spend it with your fam, next year you spend it with your partner's fam, and so on. Many people do this, you should too, unless your mama's boy caves again. And then somebody else said, not the but expect him to bail on you. His mom will have some emergency medical issue or some other BS excuse that he will accept to leave you. If or when he does, don't fight him. Let him go and make plans to leave him while he's gone. The comments were really rough on the husband.
Yeah.
Nobody in the comments thought that he was going to pull through. They all expected him to bail.
I don't feel like you should bail on your wife because your mom gets upset. If my mom told me that there was an emergency, then I would be there for her.
Yeah, I think that they should go on the trip if they want to. I think that the mother-in-law needs, not stepmom, I think that the mother-in-law needs to get over it, but I also think that the people in the comments don't need to, they don't need to be talking about divorce at this stage.
I feel like every single thing that I see where a woman's like, my husband did this, my boyfriend did this, and it's like one small little thing, everyone's like, break up, divorce, divorce, divorce. And it's like, you don't know what their relationship is like.
I think it's really hard to glean exactly what somebody's relationship is from 1.5 pages of a Reddit post.
Like, you don't tell someone to divorce over you seeing this one little part of their life.
But I also don't think that she's the for wanting to get away.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is that on that.
I think that the stepmom, or I keep saying stepmom, I think that the mother-in-law does have some issues that she needs to get over.
Yeah, but I don't think she's a bad person. I think that she's just, I don't know, maybe needs to see a therapist or something about her attachment to her son. So this one's called Advice on Weird Mother-in-Law Moment. Okay, I need to know if I'm crazy or not. So I have now gotten my boyfriend's mom a present for the past 2 years for Christmas. And the first year, I understand not getting me something because it's like, you're surprised I got you something. But then this year rolls around and I got her a gift again. And you want to know what she got me?
What?
Nothing. Not to mention, I have been stressing to my boyfriend about what to get them for Christmas because I wanted to get something nice. So he has known for the whole month of December that I was getting her something and was never like, hey mom, my girlfriend got you something for Christmas. Do you need some ideas on what to get her? Not to mention, her other son, who is older and has kids, got gifts from her, but only her son and the kids, not the girlfriend. I'm sure she doesn't care, but I don't think I'm going to be okay with the idea that one day I'm going to go over there for Christmas and watch my boyfriend and our kids open gifts, but not me. Like, that's going to crush me, especially when I get you something. Oh, and my Nana, my sweet angel grandmother, spent $50 on my boyfriend. And before you start telling me, oh, maybe she didn't have the money. No, she did. She's the director at her job. She gets paid big money. My Nana works retail, very retail hours, and still spent money on my boyfriend. My entire family would have gotten him gifts without being asked if he had come to my house for Christmas. But then I go over to his and I get nothing. I'm not crazy, right? The energy is very much, you're not blood family, so I don't owe you anything. I like her, but she's not family. And that is something I will not put up with. I brought it up to my boyfriend and he was like, I think you're struggling with being an adult on Christmas. Like, what? It's not that I'm being a crybaby because I didn't get anything. I got you something. And we're going to be family one day. And I'm sorry, but in my house, you get stuff for family. Blood family or not.
Did it mention how long they were dating?
I think that was their second Christmas together.
Okay. So if we're assuming that they've been dating for 2 years, I think that that's really just a difference of families. Because obviously the boyfriend's family isn't getting gifts for everybody's partners, whereas the other family, they do.
I would say that until she said that the other son has kids with this woman, and they've been together for a very long time, and they still don't get her a gift, only him and the kids.
I see. Yes. Okay.
See, that's what's weird about it.
Yeah. That is a little weird.
Because your son's bringing his entire family over, and you're getting gifts for everyone except one person.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what's rude to me.
Okay, I wasn't on her side in the beginning, but now I am.
Yeah, me too. Because at first I was like, okay, like just because you get someone a gift doesn't mean that they owe you a gift. It's
Right.
like it's
No.
nice if they get you a gift too, and I think that that's personally, if someone gets me a gift, I like to get them a gift too. But they don't owe you a gift just because you got them one. You shouldn't give someone a gift by thinking that they're going to give you something in return, you know?
Yeah.
You shouldn't expect that. Then she said that the brother brings his girlfriend and their kids, and she gets only the kids and the brother stuff. That to me is rude because you're going out of your way to not get her anything. Like you could have got her just like it's so easy to shop for women too. Like you could easily get her just a basic perfume or something, and she'd be like, "Wow, you got me a gift." Even if she didn't like it, she'd be like, "Wow, you got me a gift." But purposefully leaving her out that's rude. But the thing about her family is irrelevant. Like if your family is a gift-giving family, you shouldn't expect someone else's family to also be like that.
You can't expect somebody's family traditions to match your own just because you're used to it.
I was looking at the comments. All of the comments are saying to break up with the boyfriend. Like, we're blaming the boyfriend for what his mother does. Sure, it would be nice if he said, "Hey, Mom, maybe you should get her a present." But also, you've been together for 2 years. So, I mean, you can't really expect him to do that unless you're specifically asking him to do that. Unless you've specifically had that conversation of, "I think you should tell your mom that she should give me a Christmas gift." I don't feel like that's his fault for not doing it because it's not something that you would just think to do. And then a lot of people were saying just don't get the mom a present anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't get her.
And I'm thinking that I agree with that.
I would say people who are saying to break up with a boyfriend, that is extreme. I feel like Reddit comments love to go to the extreme.
Yes,
they love to be like, divorce, yes. break up. But no, I think that not getting a present.
Yeah, don't spend your time and energy on someone who is not going to give it back.
Going back to the breaking up with the boyfriend thing, if not getting a gift is what you're breaking up for, not getting a gift from his mom is what you're breaking up for, then you had other relationship problems to start with. If you like this guy, then that's just going to be part of the Christmas, is just not getting a gift from his mom. And at the end of the day, that's one gift. Who cares?
And I feel like you need to look at everything. If you actually love someone, everything that you like fight over, you need to like figure out, is this a deal breaker or not? Because if it's something small like his mom doesn't get you a gift for Christmas, I think you can live with that.
Although it seems like she's a little...
Yeah, it does seem like
she's a little bent about it.
I don't know how she was raised. Because maybe she was raised with gifts being a very big deal.
This next one is, am I the for not financially contributing to my son's wedding unless he gets a prenup?
No. No, I don't think so.
My husband, 61 male, and I, 62 female, are in a very comfortable position financially. I retired recently as senior VP of a tech company, and my husband had a successful company that he sold very profitably. We have a daughter, 34 female, and a son, 30 male. My hubby and I paid for both our kids' college degrees, including masters, and both kids are professionally successful. Our daughter got married 2 years ago, and she had a court wedding followed by a dinner at a restaurant with less than 25 people, including us and the groom's parents. She and my son-in-law paid for it. They asked for no help. My hubby and I gave them $25,000 as a wedding gift. They were buying a house at the time, and we thought a cash gift would be helpful for them.
If I had $25,000 right now, you know what I'd do with it?
Put it in savings, hopefully.
I'd definitely buy a new car. For sure, I'd buy a new car.
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, I need a new car.
Our son got engaged a few months ago. He and my daughter-in-law-to-be, 30 female, are busy planning their wedding. We were considering paying for their honeymoon as a gift. His fiancée works for an insurance company, and my son is a doctor, currently doing his residency. They don't have a ton of money, and we were a bit surprised when we heard about some of the wedding plans. My daughter-in-law-to-be wants to have her dream day in a castle-like hotel venue with 250 people, she has a large family, and her budget is around $80,000, not including the honeymoon. She has a favorite Vera Wang dress already picked out. I don't know what that means, and I didn't look it up.
Oh, you don't know what Vera Wang
I
is.
assume it's some expensive dress.
It's very, very expensive.
I'm sure that if you showed me a Vera Wang dress and like just a standard wedding dress, I probably couldn't tell the difference. Her family cannot afford to pay for any of this, and she is still paying off her student loans. Uh-oh. All of these were shared when they came over to stay with us for the weekend. My son was silent, and my daughter-in-law-to-be did most of the talking. I shared that we would love to gift them their honeymoon and take that off their plate. My son was like, "That's amazing. Thank you, Mom and Dad. We would appreciate that a lot." And my daughter-in-law-to-be had a pursed lip expression and didn't say anything. She was dating my son when my daughter got married and is fully aware of how my daughter did her wedding, despite both my daughter and her fiancé being in a significantly better financial position. Anyway, my daughter-in-law-to-be cornered me in the kitchen the next morning. She started by asking me what I thought about her wedding ideas. I said the ideas were nice, but I wasn't sure if it's affordable. She goes like, "It would be affordable if my husband and I, OP, can help." I was like, "How so?" She goes on to say that my husband and I certainly have the money to be able to pay for everything, the full $80K. And then the honeymoon would of course be very nice. She adds, "Since we didn't have to spend any money on my daughter's wedding, we can hopefully put it into my son's instead." I simply said that I will talk to my husband and let both of them know. She looked visibly annoyed at this and said, "You don't look like someone who needs her husband's permission to access money. That if I wanted to help my son, I can just decide to do it." I was pretty pissed at this point and left the room without responding and avoided her until they left. This whole conversation had all my alarm bells ringing. I didn't have any issues with her until now. To be fair, we haven't spent a ton of time together. My job kept me busy until 6 months ago. I discussed it with my husband and he agreed with me. We had a private conversation with my son and shared what happened. He looked pretty sad and told us she had been asking him to make the request and that he said no as he knew it wasn't right. My husband asked point blank if he was getting a prenup, and my son said no. I said considering that my future daughter-in-law went over my son's head to ask his mom for money, he would be stupid not to get one. He kept saying that we are judging her too harshly based on one incident. He thinks we are ruining his engagement by making his wife-to-be seem like a gold digger. He apparently doesn't expect us to pay, just doesn't want this incident to get in the way of their wedding plans. We didn't ask him how they were going to pay for the wedding, but worry that he is going to take personal loans or something. They haven't set a wedding date yet, considering the future daughter-in-law's plans. The wedding is at least a year away. We feel strongly that our son should at least sit down with a lawyer and hear out the pros and cons of having a prenup. My son pointed out that my husband and I never got one, but we both had similar values coming into our marriage, unlike his fiancée and him. We proposed that if he gets a prenup, we will pay $25K toward the wedding. We also took the honeymoon gift off the table. My son said we were being I said I was okay being if that means protecting my son from his own stupidity. Are my husband and I were proposing to contribute to the wedding only if my son gets a prenup?
No.
I think that the wife and the husband sound, of course, the older, the mom and the dad, the wife and the husband, they sound like some of the most level-headed, smart people that I have ever heard on a Reddit story
And they
so
seem
far.
like loving parents also.
Yeah, they were willing to pay for your entire honeymoon.
They also paid for him and his sister's college.
And their master's degrees.
Set them up for a good life where they can have money and successful careers. If you marry someone who is expecting all of these things from you financially, you are going to be doing that for however long you're married.
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to get so run down trying to please them. So I feel like that's just going to end in divorce anyway.
It is very possible that she is a gold digger. However, it is also entirely possible that she just thinks, oh, because they have money, they should be paying for these things, which is not a correct expectation. You should be budgeting your wedding for what you all can afford. And if people are so gracious to help, then you say thank you and you take that help. But you should not expect somebody just because they have the money to be paying for you. What really sets the nail in the coffin for me is the fact that she asked her fiance, hey, will you do this? He said no. And then she asked the mother, she said no. And then she said, oh, you don't need your husband's permission. Which is like, A, that's probably their shared finances. So that is something they should discuss. And B, She wasn't asking for permission. She was saying, "Oh, I'm going to discuss this," which I'm sure she probably was going to be like, "Hell no, we're not going to do that."
Yeah.
But even a financial decision of $80K should be discussed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like in terms of like rationality, like, hey, should I do this or not? Even if you're not getting the final yes or no from that other person.
Honestly, I'm going to be one of those Redditors that says break up. Because if I found out that you talked to my mom like that, I would break up with you.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. And having a pursed lip expression whenever they say they're going to pay for your honeymoon because you expected more has got to be insane.
Yes. You could go anywhere in the world that you want and they're going to pay for it. The whole trip. Like, that is not, you shouldn't even expect that from someone. That's very generous. And you're wanting more on top of that?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Not the I think that they were right for taking the honeymoon off the table because they're like, you need to see these red flags.
Mm-hmm.
They are offering to pay $25K toward the wedding if he gets a prenup, which I think is a fantastic idea.
Yes, because he is worth more than her.
Currently, yes.
Yes.
He's planning to be a doctor.
Yes. And
he's got his master's.
And he's set up for success. He probably has.
And he's inheriting money at some point.
Yeah, he has money. So, and she has nothing but debt.
I understand that it's a little embarrassing to ask your partner, like, hey, can we sign a prenup whenever you're in a higher financial position than them? However, if her reaction to that is, hell no, we're not going to do that, then that's a red flag too.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that really says everything that needs to be said about the situation. If
you have no intention of being a gold digger, then you would be fine with a prenup. So,
some of the comments. Apparently, he was aware of her ways enough to say no when she was telling him to ask, you know, being the husband. So saying it's a one-off problem doesn't seem right. Also saying that you seem to not need permission from your husband to cover the expense is a huge red flag because it tells me she doesn't understand marriage. You're not asking permission, you're discussing what should be a shared decision like adults deciding if you want to do that thing or not, even if the money would be mostly yours. She sounds a lot like she expects to be a queen of the house and that your son better know his place. Regardless of the prenup, which she'll obviously never accept and he knows it, this doesn't sound like the kind of person you want your son to marry. You don't have to say you forbid it or anything, but you don't have to financially support it either. If she loves him, it won't matter. I suspect, however, she'll dump him for the option that'll give her what she wants. So pretty much everything that we said.
I have a short one. Crazy mother-in-law story. My mother-in-law asked my wife how much my mother makes. This, not being a normal topic of conversation in my family, was not known to my wife, so she made up an arbitrary number of $100K and told this to my mother-in-law. Well, about a month later, my mother-in-law came back to my wife and said, there is no way that your mother-in-law can make that much money. Apparently, she called my mother's place of employment, asked if anyone made more than $100K. She claims that she was told by my mom's work that no one makes that much money and it is supposedly impossible for her to make that much. My mother works at a university as an experienced web developer, so of course there are people there that make more than $100K, and there is no way someone relayed this information. After this conversation was about finished, she finished by saying that she was glad that my mother didn't make that much because she claimed she wanted to be the rich grandma, and it was her job to spoil the kids. That kind of hits hard when she has no money and doesn't even work. This woman is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She is psycho. She has an ego. She's making ops where she has none.
Like the other mother did nothing.
She just existed. She gave birth to...
I don't even know if they even have kids yet. Like, we don't even know if they have kids yet. Why would you ask how much someone's parent makes anyway?
How much does your mom make? Yeah, that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Like, a wife and a husband might at some point have that conversation.
Yeah.
Just, even if it's just out of pure curiosity.
Yeah.
But a mother-in-law asking about your mother's financial situation?
Yeah.
Like, there's no bridge there as to why she would need to know that information.
Well, okay. If they were, like, getting married or something, and the mother-in-law was like, hey, how much does your future partner's parents make, right? To see if they should pay for the wedding or something like that. Maybe I could see it. But other than that situation of like wanting to help out, That's just being a narcissist.
Pure ego.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this episode of Mumble Jungle. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We post new board game episodes every Wednesday and podcast episodes every Friday. We'll see you next time.